Welcome to week 5 of Playing with Abstract Art with me, Katrina. And so this evening, we are going to be playing with self-portraits. And so what that kind of traditionally is an image of, or a photograph or a painting of yourself, of something that the artist has actually drawn, an image or a picture of their own face. And this can be done as in a traditional sense, where we're just drawing our own face. We're maybe looking in a mirror, or we're thinking about how we might look and we're trying to draw that. Or we can abstract that a little bit, which is what we'll do today. So we don't necessarily have to be drawing ourselves to the exact, or trying to get the exact measurements and measure out our face and draw like a replica or an illustration of our faces. So what we're going to do is there's two little techniques that we're going to be doing. But before we get started, I'm going to ask you to have a look around the house and see if you can find a mirror. So it could be a little pocket one like this. It's a little bit dusty. So it could be a little pocket one like this that I've just found at the bottom of an old bag. Or it could be maybe one in the bathroom, or one that maybe your parents or siblings or somebody has that you can borrow. So if you would like to have a look around now and see if you can find that, you can just press play or pause, and then meet us back after that. So just pause the video now and then we'll see you in a minute. Okay, so hopefully you've found a mirror. It doesn't have to be a pocket one like this. It could have been a bigger one, or it could be one that you can literally hold in your two hands. Any mirror is fine. Maybe you've decided to actually bring this video or this wherever it is, if it's you're watching it on an iPad or something, maybe you've brought that with you to the space that you have a mirror in the house. So whatever you've done, that's grand. If you've not been able to find one, or if there's not an easy way of using one in your home, I'm going to show you a little technique. So we're going to do 2 techniques today, and maybe you just continue with the first one, and that's completely fine, and you don't actually do the mirror one, and you do that another day, save it for another time. So either way, before we get started, we're going to take a little time just to take note of ourselves, take note of our breath, take note of how we're feeling. So get a comfortable seat, either sitting on your bottom, on the ground, or sitting in a chair. Either way, if your back is against something, you want to come forward a little bit just so your spine is nice and aligned, and you're feeling as if the crown of your head is really stretching up towards the roof or the ceiling, and the base of your spine where you're sitting is really grounded into the chair or the floor beneath you. If you are sitting on a chair, make sure that your legs aren't crossed. Make sure that your both feet are firmly on the ground. Just rest your palms wherever's comfortable. Maybe shrug your shoulders back and down, and just create a little bit of space in your shoulders and your neck. And so whenever you're comfortable, maybe just begin to close your eyes. And just taking note of your breath. So how does that breath feel in your body? Maybe you're noticing the subtle movements of your chest rise and fall with each inhale and exhale. Maybe you're noticing some part of your body that's holding on to some tension. And if that's the case, you want to breathe and heal. Just focusing on that space. So it could be your lower back, or it could be your legs. And as you exhale, just allowing your breath to ease and relax into that space. With your inhale, you're maybe guiding your awareness to that part of your body. And as you exhale, gently relaxing. And we're going to do that now with our foreheads. So as we inhale, bringing our awareness to our foreheads. And as we exhale, just allowing our foreheads and our eyelids to completely relax. Let's do that one more time, this time with our jaws. So inhale, bringing your awareness to your jaw. And as you exhale, allowing your jaw to completely relax. And just find a little gap between both of your teeth. So you're just opening your mouth just slightly. And you can keep your lips together, that's no problem. Inhale, watching how our body moves with each breath. Exhale, releasing into our bodies, releasing into the chair. Whilst all the while keeping our spines nice and aligned and nice and straight. And so while we're doing this, if any thoughts come into your mind, just gently taking note of them and then returning to our breath. So we're trying not to hold on to any thoughts or any ideas. Just always bringing our awareness back to our breath and back to our bodies, how we're feeling. And for a couple of moments, we're just going to sit in relative silence and just watching our body, observing our thoughts, and just letting them go. Always coming back to our breath. And so in this space of quietness, maybe we want to set a little intention for our class this evening. Maybe that little intention is just simply honouring ourselves for showing up this evening and for giving ourselves some time to play. Or maybe it's just a little intention of having fun and seeing what will happen, not being too hard on ourselves. So whatever that intention is, we want to bring it to our mind's eye. So just thinking about it for a little moment. Taking a big deep inhale, filling our whole bodies. Exhaling through the mouth. And simply letting go of that idea or that intention. Let's do that one more time, just filling our whole bodies with our breath. Inhale through your nose. And let it all sigh out through our mouth. Very good. So just bringing our awareness now to the room and to the space that we're sitting in. Feeling our feet, if our feet are on the ground, feeling our feet firmly on the ground. Feeling our bottoms firmly in the seat below us. And when we're ready, inhale. Exhale, open your eyes. Okay, so let's get started. So what we're going to do today is, as I said, self-portraits. And we're going to firstly just do a little exercise. So we're going to need our materials. So last week I was using paints, but this week I've decided to use some pastels that I've found and also some felt tips. So maybe you have some felt tips as well. So I'm using some felt tips too. So, and a pencil, of course. Pencils are great. So what I'd like you to do is simply start by doing some doodles, and it's not the doodles that we've been talking about before, like these sorts of doodles that we've done previous weeks. It's more just a kind of squiggly line, so just whatever happens, okay? And they can be lots of squiggles, or it can be okay, and we're gonna try and whoops. No. Oops, sorry. So it's just simple little squiggles. Okay. And that's my one. So if you have a go and do something similar, and then we're going to start to see if we can see a face in it, okay? And this is going to be the beginning of our self-portrait. So this is just like a little guide, and it helps us to stop ourselves from being so critical or having to be perfect and get the perfect eyes and get the perfect nose, because we've got our guides already there. So what we'll start to do is see if we can see maybe an interesting place where we'll put an eye. And for me, there's kind of an eye already there. And you don't have to follow it completely, so I'll maybe show you. Oh, there's a nice nose. Ooh. So just pick out your features. So an eye, and it doesn't have to look like you. This is an abstract portrait, okay? So you've got your nose, and this is a strange mouth. And this is about having fun, okay? This is a kind of a profile picture. Looks a bit cubist. I don't know if you've heard of cubism, but maybe have a look if you're interested. It's a famous art movement where you kind of see all the different angles at once. It's really quite cool. If you've never heard, I really recommend looking it up. So I might put that into an eye. So like I said, so we've got some eyes, okay? So this is one eye for me. There's not really anywhere here that could be an eye, so I might do some more squiggles and see if I can find a nice eye. I've got this really big nose. It's pretty cool. I like that nose. And then I find a little mouth. See that there? So that's my mouth that I've kind of highlighted a little bit. Again, I've not got an eye, so I maybe think about doing some squiggles here and seeing if I can find an eye. So I might just do some squiggles now. Okay, and then I'm going to have to find my face, the side profile of the face. So it's up to you how you figure this out, okay? Ooh. But I'm going to give you some, you might want to get started for sure now. This is pretty funny. So, and then you can just follow it around and see, okay? So this is our first little exercise. And if I'm going too fast, please pause the video and even play some music or something in the background. You don't need to be following me exactly. You can kind of catch up and then press play again. And it might make the class a little bit longer, which would be awesome. You get to spend more time doing this, which is always good. And you could even put on some of your own music while you're doing that, which is brilliant. You can please remember to be developing the previous weeks, so the likes of last week, where we were playing with some of the materials. Oops, you know, I was using paint last week, but I was also doing some really funky pencil sketches, so you might start to bring that into the eyes, for instance, some of these other ways of working. And I might do that with some purple because it's abstract. It doesn't have to be. Maybe I want purple eyes. It doesn't have to be. And if you really wanted, you could be doing this with, you could be doing your little previous sketches with very light pencil, and then you can rub them out at the end, so you might not even see all of these lines. I quite like the lines being in it, but it's up to you. So experiment and play. Maybe try this 3 or 4 or 5 times and see what you can do differently each time. Okay, so you can continue this by adding some color. Maybe you color in each piece, or maybe you add some of your own little techniques. So if I added some water, you know, last week how we were experimenting with the materials, maybe you start to add some water, maybe you start to tear, maybe you start to dab, maybe you start to mix materials. So what happens if I use waxy crayons with water, or waxy crayons with watercolors? Well, there's going to be an interesting texture and stuff that happens. So experiment with your materials and play. Okay. So what you can do is continue this for the whole class. Oopsie. You can continue this for the whole class, or you can, there's some of my hair, put some hair in. So I'm playing around with moving my hands really fast because I was doing that last time and it was actually quite fun. And it's actually an interesting way of making hair for me. You see that? And that's just from me moving my hand really quickly and not really colouring it in properly. Well, the way you're supposed to. So you're kind of just making textures with it. That's my hair. Okay. It's a bit scary, doesn't it? So you can continue doing this, and if you're not going to be using a mirror today, if you haven't found a little pocket mirror or a little handheld mirror or whatever, then I'd like you to continue with this technique, and even if you do have a mirror, maybe you do want to finish this before you move on to the next one. And if that's the case, please pause the video now and finish playing with your little abstract doodle sketch portrait. Okay, so pausing the video now. Okay, and so now we're going to move on to the second exercise or task that we'll do today, and this will be with your little pocket mirror. So you can either have it this size, it could be bigger, it could be a lot bigger, that's no problem. What we're going to be doing again is continuing our self-portraits, and this time I'm going to be using a mirror, so I get to look at myself. We get to look at ourselves while doing it, but what we're not going to be doing is looking at ourselves and then looking at the page. Okay, so this is going to be a bit trickier. So what I would suggest, if you can, is taking your page and setting it in front of you, and then having the mirror maybe set up here, or having it in front of you, or holding it. Okay, and it would probably work better than doing it on an easel, but I'm going to keep the easel up just so that you can see what I'm doing. So I might start with, you can start with a pencil or a pen, that's no problem, or you can jump straight into colour, so it's up to you. And again, it's abstract, so maybe it's your favourite colours you're using, maybe we're tapping into how we're feeling today, so maybe we're playing with emotions, and if that's the case, what colour really kind of represents how you're feeling today, or what colour are you drawn to, you know, what colour do you feel like you know represents how you're feeling. So you can be doing that, you can be playing with music, and again we're going to be wanting to really experiment with the materials, okay, and not to be overthinking what we're doing. Everything's good, everything's, you know, everything that we do is going to be done exactly the way we need to do it, okay? There's no wrongs in this exercise. It's just playfulness and experimentation and seeing what happens. That's it, no pressure. So pick whatever colour you are most drawn to. Green is my favourite colour at the minute, so I think I will go with some nice green. And so with my green mirror. So we're going to have a look at ourselves in the mirror. Depending on the size of your mirror, it might be easier or more difficult. But so I might give my, so oh yes, okay, so let's get started. Looking in the mirror, and not necessarily, you can look where the page is, but I want you to try and not look too much at it. So I'm going to just follow myself in the mirror, okay, and try to see what that looks like. And then I'm going to do a little, and then I'm going to do my other glasses, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. So what you could do then is add to that. I'm going to add maybe some brown, because there's a bit of brown in my glasses anyway. And so you can add, looking at it, okay, you can add a little bit, but I would advise not to do too much if you can see it. because the idea is that we're not looking directly at this paper, we're always looking at our mirror rather than looking at this. So if you want to add a little bit of detail to what you've done now, yeah, go for it. But we're going to come away from it again and finish on our mirror. So maybe we look and we see some other stuff. Okay, so I'm going to do my hair now. Let's see, some orange. So here we go. I think I might use my little trick to do my hair, because I really enjoyed the technique that happened there. So I might continue that technique, but if you guys at home find a different technique for doing different parts of your body or different parts of your face, I would really encourage that. So try to make up your own ways of playing with the materials, okay? So, and again, no rights and wrongs. So I'm going to start. I'm going to look at what I've done, okay, so I can get an idea of where I might start, and then I'm going to start doing that. So I'm going to just put my mirror there so I can see it. And then, yeah. And again, if at any time you need to pause it, my hair's going. I keep getting little glimpses of what I'm doing on the page, just so I don't go off the page. So it's okay to keep looking up and down again. That's no problem. I might add some yellow, because there's some lighter parts of my hair that maybe not too yellow, but or maybe I'll do peachy colour. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do some yellow as well, because my hair's all different types of colours. You can see some lighter parts of my hair. So if you want to add like little highlights, go for it. If you want to add lots of colours, you know, maybe your hair is brown and you do your hair red, or maybe you do your hair, I don't know, if your hair is red, maybe you do your hair green. You know, you don't have to keep. I might actually add a little bit of blue, just to show what I mean. So the darker parts of my hair are going to be blue. Okay, and my hair comes the whole way down here. So I might just keep looking here. Some hair here, some hair here. Okay, and by the way, I'm looking at my mirror that's just set beside me. So I'm not really looking at what I'm doing on the page, okay? And that's really important, not to be looking too much at your page. You can kind of look a little bit and then look away. It's going well, isn't it? And so my eyes, I might do, what colour will I do for my eyes? I might do purple eyes. So I'll get, or maybe I'll do red eyes would be cool. So, and then, and I have darker bits on the outside of my eyes, I'm going to do that. And then maybe put some blue in there. There is blue, my eyes are blue, so I'll put a wee bit of blue. Rah! Look demented. So, looks good. So now I'm going to do my nose and mouth. I'll maybe do red mouth. Keep it normal a little bit. So my mouth might go here. Ooh, it doesn't look like I'm white, but that's okay. And I see a little line there where my smile. And then my nose. So I might stick with green for my nose. Oh. Now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop and start to play with what I've done a little bit. And maybe blend some of that in. And okay, continuing, finishing my face. Oh, my eyebrows. Didn't give myself eyebrows. Oh, here we go, I have yellow eyebrows now. Oh my gosh. Okay. Mm-hmm. I definitely have longer hair than that, so I'm gonna keep doing my hair. See, my hair's kind of going over my shoulders, so you might maybe don't see my hair, so I'll maybe just do my hair to my shoulders. And again, you can be looking now, if you've got most of it done, you can be looking back. You don't have to maybe look so much in the mirror, but you can. If you want to really get some details on your eyes, you maybe look at your eyes and try not to look too much at the page though, okay? Maybe do some more lines. Hey, I've got rainbow skin. Cool. All different colours. Love it. Now, little bit scary, but it's all good. So there we have our very own mirror portraits. So yeah, it looks a bit. And there's our other one. They're funny. So for sure you could be spending more time on these. I'm kind of going through them quickly for you for the video, just in terms of time, but you could easily be spending a lot more time, like especially the first one. I didn't really get a chance to really work on it. I just kind of was showing you how to begin it, but you could spend more time colouring this or painting it would be really good, or maybe sticking things onto it and doing some sort of collage. So if you've got like little magazines or little bits of gift paper or paper that you don't really use, tissue paper maybe, you can definitely start sticking things on and seeing what images you can start to make with that. And the same with your mirror painting or your mirror portrait. You could easily spend more time looking at yourself in the mirror and working on this. And when you have it like this, you could definitely spend more time painting it or adding more colour and more tones. And so yeah, and also adding some of your images. You know, maybe you want to add some other stuff to the background. My faces are quite big, they take up a lot of the space, but maybe your face is only this size, which means you can do lots of things to the background and add lots of your lovely marks that you've been doing throughout the weeks to this. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed making some self-portraits with me this evening. It's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it, so thank you. And next week is our final week, so I hope to see you next week, and we will start to have some fun with words and listening to maybe poems or and seeing what images we can come up with in response to that. So thank you so much. If you would like to share your images, please do, and you can contact Tanya. The details will be at the end of this video, and you can send in your images, your drawings, and we can share them with everyone and have a look at what everyone's up to. That would be awesome. And if you'd like to subscribe to watch more videos on this channel, just hit subscribe to Woolworks, which is below. And yes, thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed it, and goodbye. Have a safe week, and thank you. Bye.